Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are tuning in from. We are back with episode 17 of The Vibe Online with myself, Karen, and our other host, Megan.
Hello, guys.
And today we are going to talk about Vegas Unleashed. So I recently attended the business event over in Vegas for a couple of days, and it was to celebrate not just 20 years of the business in the USA, but 49 years of the company itself. So we had a double whammy, which was amazing. So good to be there. So good to meet everybody that I have watched online for the last 18 months. And also great to share the stage with the CEO of the company. So that was amazing.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, Meg didn't make this one. Meg did do Germany, which I didn't make. So it's like we're taking turn around right now. Until next year. Until next year, we'll all be at the huge celebration of the 50 years of the business. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty cool to be there.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I was watching yours and Lisa's stories all the way through the whole week that you guys were there, and it was just amazing. And I felt like I was there with you as well, which is
Oh,
nice.
amazing.
Just watching from the sidelines of like, wow, this place looks phenomenal where you
Yeah.
were. I mean, being in Vegas to begin with is huge.
It's
And then
insane.
had you been before?
Never been to Vegas before. And do you know what? It was never a place that really appealed to me because I was just like, oh, it's just casinos and gambling and like just a big built up city and kind of that's not really me. It's not my vibe. Like,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
not a gambler. I'm not one for like wasting money. Yeah, back in the day, never gambling, but wasting money. So this time when I was in Vegas, I was like, I was actually quite pleasantly surprised.
Oh, that's good because I'm the same as you, Karen. It's not really been on my to-do list just because you
Yeah,
you hear stuff about it, and I just think, and it's also feels like a lot of money, right? Vegas,
yeah,
it's always that kind of steep end of the market. But yeah, I'm so glad that it beat your expectations.
yeah, it really did. And do you know what? It's funny because you walk every hotel lobby is just a casino, and a casino is like nothing that we have in the UK that I've experienced. They might be out there, I don't know. But it's literally like, I don't know what you call them, slot machines, red and black table. Like, I don't even know the proper names for it. But it's like we walked into the hotel lobby and it was like, wow, we were so blown away. And everywhere you look, it's just all these flashing lights. So the whole of downstairs is just like lights. And our hotel, in comparison to some that we were in, was small. And we thought it was really big. And then you have like bars in between and you have restaurants and all this kind of stuff dotted around. I mean, it's great, but you sit and watch people and they're sitting there for hours and hours and hours and their money's going in the slot and they get so excited, they play these machines and there's so many people. And do you know what I loved? There was like so many people on mobility scooters, like just kind of kicking around with the little, I don't know, like vodka or gin or whatever they were drinking in the little basket at the front. They were like going from machine to machine and they were absolutely like loving life. They were so happy, so if that's what makes them happy, then that's great. But I know there's a lot of people out there that are like, get rich quick, let's get the money in, let's make the money. And it was interesting, I was talking to somebody out there and they went, nobody in their right mind will ever beat the system when it comes to casinos, because it's just impossible. You will always put your money in, you'll get a little bit back, you think you hit it big, you get excited, you put it all back in, and then boom, it's gone. And it's so
Well,
true.
there's a reason if you really think about it and you gain a bit of awareness around it. There's a reason why they were created, right? And there's a reason why they're so readily available and
Yeah.
so cheap to start playing. Pound a time, pound a slot, or whatever.
Yeah.
They just keep feeding it through. And it
Yeah.
starts. I mean, even with arcades, like
Yeah.
arcades, and then you turn into casinos, and
Yeah.
it's great for like a bit of a laugh. But if it's something that you're taking very seriously, and it can kind of take over a bit, it can really become a bit of an addiction. So it's also a very dangerous place to be.
It is.
But
It really
it
is.
is crazy that, and it's natural for us as humans as well. We want that instant gratification, we want that instant return.
Yeah.
We don't always have the greatest of patience. But if you think about it in the long run, I know we're slightly going on a tangent, guys, you know how we are. If you think about it in the long run, what would be better? Like, if you actually think about that whole world of casinos and gambling and all of that kind of stuff, you actually end up worse off
Yeah.
than if you were to put that money into yourself, into a business, especially a business model like the one that we have. And we'll chat a little bit about the commission structure a little bit down the line in this podcast as well, because Karen met some phenomenal people at this event, and whew, yeah,
Yeah.
they're on some big money, right? Because
Yeah.
they chose to invest into themselves, invest into this business model, put the time and effort into that, not go for as a lousy kind of get rich quick kind of vibe. It's like, no, they in it for the long run. They know what it's going to give them back, and now they are really seriously reaping the rewards
Really are.
without having to lift a finger.
Yeah. Yeah, they really, really are. And it was so good to see, because it just reinstills the belief that we've got at the beginning, obviously, because we know what the business model is and what the compensation
Yeah.
plan and everything is. But, you know, like everybody, there's an element of doubt that creeps in, and you're like, you know, can I really do this? Is this really going to give me what I imagine? And I certainly had that as well when I started in low ticket, and I was like, but to be able to attend these events and see the people who are the real living proof that, you know, they've gone through the same path as us, they've grafted, they've hustled, they've, you know, whatever you want to call it, they've worked hard in the beginning to reap the benefits now, where they're sitting on stage and they are sharing their experience with all of us who are new coming into the business, or somebody that's maybe thinking of coming into the business and doesn't quite understand the compensation plan and how that will get you to where you want to be. And it just, yeah, it reinstills the belief of, you know, this company is gold. It is the Tesla of network marketing, what we do have. And we are very, very lucky that we're in this space. And we're also very lucky that we have the capacity to share this with other people. I mean, for a big, huge shift, really, when you don't think about it, like, you know, things that have all gone online, businesses are online now, the high street is going online, everything's shifting online, maps are now GPS, and papers are now pagers and phones are now cell phones, and the taxi industry is now Ubers. Retail is online, so you've got like Amazon and all the online shops. And then you used to have like the old blockbuster movies, everything's like Netflix or Amazon Prime or something like that. So everything is shifting online. And I think everybody's now realizing, like, if you're not in the online space, you're kind of like falling behind. And that was a big takeaway for me. Like, you know, it's really the right time for everybody to kind of start, you know, looking into the future and being like, right, okay, so we're transitioning across online now. Why not start looking into a business and start building a business? Whereas in 3 or 4 years' time, even 5 years' time, you will get that return. And it will be a return that is probably going to tenfold what you would ever imagine to have in a normal business, or working for a company, or within the corporate world, or anything like that, you know. And it really, really did show the power of the life that we're all living and the way that the world is going.
Yeah, nice. I mean, it's like standard evolution, isn't it, really? You know, all of these companies that you've just mentioned and all of these products and things that we've had, you know, very commas offline, and they've all moved online, like Blockbusters into Netflix and such the like. You know, all these businesses are there. It's now time for us to
Yeah.
move on to there, because like you said, Karen, you know, it will return you so much more, which is exactly what we've seen as well with the comparison between the people that you would have met over that week. Many of them built their businesses offline,
Yeah,
right? And they're still incredibly successful
they
and
are.
wealthy and have everything that they could possibly want, but they've built them offline, hard graft offline. You know, and if you think about offline, you're limited, or within your kind of area, or how your reach is, whereas online your reach is unlimited,
Yeah.
and you can do it from the comfort of your home. Like,
Yeah.
what?
I know.
Go and have your favorite coffee, or go and chill out with, you know, your family or whatever, and you can just sit there on your laptop and you know, help people and build a business, and
Yeah.
you know, build your kind of own little empire in your own little world, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about the event, Karen. Like, give us a quick lowdown of the couple of days, the few days that you were there,
Yeah.
and then we'll dive into, say, some of the speakers and what kind of nuggets you got from it.
Yeah, so I went out with Lisa, obviously, and met Leanna and Rebecca. So they are in another community in the same business space. And we got to the hotel and there was so many people already arriving. Now, we arrived on the Saturday and the event wasn't until the Tuesday, Wednesday. So we had a couple of days. And initially we were like, right, we'll go and we'll do a little bit of sort of touristy kind of stuff, sightseeing and whatnot. Absolutely not a chance. It was far too hot. Even the locals were like, you're nuts, girl. Like, we were like, really? They were like, yeah, don't even bother. So anyway, it was great. We spent the whole time in the hotel connecting with people. The speakers were starting to arrive. All these top leaders in the business were starting to arrive. And then it was like, all of a sudden I'm rubbing shoulders with guys that I have watched online for like the last 18 months, and they have been so super successful in this business. And then to be able to speak to them, get golden nuggets off them. And then after the event was over on those 2 days, we still had networking going on, which was phenomenal. So it was really, really good. And just an absolute eye-opener for me in every way, shape, or form. Like, on the scale of not just network marketing, but our business, like our company, who we work with, where it's going. I mean, they gave us slides of the acceleration of direct sales companies and how that kind of graph looks, which I had never really understood before, never really sort of looked into, but to be able to understand it and see where these companies are going and then have comparisons to other network marketing companies was just phenomenal to see where ours is going and the projected future for where we're going to go with that. So yeah, it was great. It was really good.
Yeah, and I can't even begin to, well, I kind of can, because I've been to some of the events before, so I totally completely understand like how it feels to come from one of those events and just be like mind blown completely. And it takes some time to process, and it can be a little bit like energy draining as well, because it's such high energy. These events are
Yeah,
just phenomenal, and they really, you take everything in and you're taking notes and you're meeting so many people and you're connected with so many people, and as you say, rubbing arms with like idols almost
yeah,
on Instagram pages that we've connected with. So let's not forget that this business is global. So we're able to connect with people on social media that are over the other side of the world. There's teams over in the USA, over in Malaysia, or over in Cambodia, and they're all able to fly over to Vegas and be there. I know
yeah,
Nate traveled across like 8 time zones or something crazy to be there.
yeah.
So that's absolutely amazing. Really amazing.
Yeah, it was so good. Like, I'm just quickly looking through some of these slides that I've got that I took just to kind of get some figures, like, it's just incredible how it talks about the revenue of for one company, that everybody is aware of is Herbalife, and their 2020 revenue is like 5.5 billion. So there's big money within the online space. And then, however, the graph that I was talking about there, so it's like a development chart of success for these companies. So you have the formulation starts, and then the acceleration, then the momentum, and then you get stability. So the majority of companies that are here within 3% market penetration have just began to hit momentum, and then they stable off and they just kind of plateau. Whereas what happens here, and where our company are sitting, we've not even hit the momentum yet. So we are still within the acceleration point, and it is projected for our company that in 2020, what are we now, 23, 20, I think it was 2026, that we're going to shoot into the momentum stage. And that's going to be extremely powerful. All these companies are already there, and we're not quite there yet, because we are now coming into the UK. We're now expanding bigger and faster than ever. And with the compensation plan being at 57%, we are outranking almost every other network marketing company here. As I said, it's the Tesla of network marketing. That's what we have. So we are very, very lucky. The guy who was on stage on day one, who did the first speech, was a phenomenal guy. I think his name was Daniel. And you know what? He captured and held the audience so well. He had a really good delivery, and it was really, really good. And then he was the one that actually did this presentation. And I'm just looking at this slide here. So there's, with our company, we have 2 million units sold, and 2.3 billion households have this product in their household already. And it is going to be like the next kitchen appliance that people will not be able to live without. One, obviously, it helps the planet, sustainability, reduces plastic, but also the health benefits that do come from the water that we have. Not that we're here to make any health claims by any way, shape or form. However, what we do have is we have people's testimonials that we can share, and keep an eye on mine and Meg's stories. These will be coming. We'll be sharing testimonials about the water, because it's very, very powerful. And even in London, when we're at the event, we heard some powerful stories about that as well. So yeah, I mean, the beauty behind the ethos and mission of the company is what gets most of us more than anything else, is the fact that, as Mr. O says, it's just different. It's a very different company. It's a very different business. It's a very caring community, and that is driven and passed down to us from the CEO, because, yes, everybody starts a business to make money, but ultimately he cares. And we've said this so many times in our socials and on the podcast, Mr. O is here to see everybody succeed and be happy, and just be rewarded for life, and be able to live, but be able to sit at the event there and watch Mr. O, who's 82 years old, on stage with his wife, giving a speech in Japanese. Obviously, we had an interpreter there, thank goodness. But to hear the passion from this guy is just phenomenal, and it just reiterates why we're there. And everybody has this desire to live a life that aligns with you and how you want to live it for your family. But also, everybody has a why, and you have to have that strong, motivated excitement and a vision to succeed in this.
Yeah, definitely. No, I completely agree with you. Just on that point as well, where you and totally, like, I've never known any CEO of any business to care so much about its distributors. He won't ask you how many sales you've sold. He won't ask you what rank you are. He'll ask you how you and your family are doing. Where are you from? He wants to know more about you. Obviously through his interpreter, bless his heart.
Yeah.
But like mentioning there about the products as well, they are going to be the next household product, like no doubt about it. Already is in our homes. Like every single distributor falls in love with these products, cannot live without them. Like I will travel around the world with my machine. Like I absolutely will. And it's the second most used appliance that I actually own, aside from my mobile phone, which I earn from. So, that just kind of puts it into perspective of how phenomenally these products are and how vital they are, that every single person has one of these, or a package of them within their household, and gives them to their family as well. And you guys will see, as this continues, if you've not already joined us, or you are going to join us, you will see for yourself, and you will be shouting from the rooftops over these, because we absolutely adore every single part of these products. And the mission behind it is just, that is one of the main things that drew me to this. It wasn't about the money. It wasn't, the products were phenomenal. I was going to buy one of those regardless. It just happened to be amazing that it came with a business model as well. But when I learned about the ethos and the mission behind this business, that is what set my heart on fire. I was like, I have never seen something in my life, or felt how much heart and love is behind, and compassion is within this opportunity to help so many people, elevate people. And we always say, this is to help people. We're here to serve, not to sell. And it's exactly that. And you can see that from these events when you get to go to them. It's, it's such an elevated environment of people just wanting to help. You know, we were just chatting about the speakers and things. These are people on multiple figure salaries,
Yeah.
earnings every
Yeah.
month, every year.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about millionaires, guys. Like, I'm not joking you.
Yeah.
And they are still there offering to go for a coffee with you and chat to you about your business and help you out. Doesn't matter what stage you're at in your business.
Yeah.
You know, you could have just started today and they were like, yeah, no problem. Let's have a chat.
Yeah,
How
they
can I
are.
help you? You know, what are you experiencing right now? And you're like, whoa, like this
Yeah.
person's got time for me, you know, and you don't see that, you know, you don't see that in the big companies and
Oh my
corporations, you know,
God, no.
they're stuck away in their offices and you barely even see them. They're in and out of the office, you can't even get hold of them. Whereas these guys, you know, readily available. Karen's going to be going to coffee with Patrick. It's going to be amazing. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, but you know what? It's like, I think when you've been in the business for a little while, you actually get to meet them. You do realize like they are just real people. But of
Yeah.
course, initially when we first join and we're looking up to these leaders, and it's like, oh whoa, it is very much like you think, because we've all come from the corporate world, you think they're still untouchable, and they're these like people that are not going to want to have anything to do with you because you know you're just beginning. Like the CEOs of big businesses, big companies, like you would never in a million years be able to start as a newbie and go out for coffee with the CEO like next week. It's just, I've never known it to happen. If anybody knows that to happen, then let me know. But you know, it's not
But
normal.
you know why it is though as well is because these guys, they have built this like from the ground up,
Yeah.
exactly like we have. They've hustled, they've worked hard, they've gone through it. Yeah, when we talk about the entrepreneurship journey, it's up, down, left, right, roller coaster,
All over the
everywhere,
place.
right? So they know the highs, they know the lows, they know the ins and outs of everything. So if they
Yeah.
can give you a piece of advice or a golden nugget that is going to switch something in your mind as a young entrepreneur, they are going to give you everything, right? Because we are the next leaders. You guys listening to this are the next leaders in this organization and within your life as well, leaders of your life, because that's truly what you get to become with this business as well. And it's just great that you get access to these guys, and not just through these events, but through our mastermind calls, through our trainings, through you know, all of these avenues that we have, chat avenues, social media, you know, they've always got time for people. So that's what I love about this, you know, the whole situation of this organization as well.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, the one thing they did say was, you know, persistence is key. If you want a successful business, then quitting is not an option. So many people do get into the network marketing space because they feel like they want to be an entrepreneur, they want to have this life, and they think it's all going to come easy and they're just going to start and it's just going to happen. It doesn't happen, guys. You have to work hard. And the one thing that we said, and is what I've always kind of lived by anyway, is rest, but do not quit. If you quit on yourself, you're going to quit the business. You're going to quit on yourself. You're not going to get the life that you want. Nobody's going to give it to you. Nobody is going to carry you in this life. If you want to have a successful business, you have to work hard. Take a break. Don't quit. Get a side job. Don't quit. Rest, recharge, reboot, and never quit. And anything is allowed, but quitting is never an option. So, you know, that was reiterated on stage by the leaders, and it's like, just keep on moving forward until you figure it out. Speak to people, reach out to people. You know, if that way doesn't work, try another way. I mean, the speeches of everybody were just phenomenal to hear. You know, guys that had come in with nothing. They, you know, they were either alcohol dependent or drug dependent, and they had these issues. They didn't have any money, they didn't have anywhere to live. One guy was living in his friend's garage, and if you've watched my socials, you've probably seen this already, but you know, he was such an inspiration that he lived in his friend's garage. He didn't have any money. He would go out and steal food, and bless him, he was crying on stage and he was telling his story. He then sold his guitar, he sold his Xbox, he sold all his belongings because he was so determined that he was going to make it in this business. And now he's a 7-8 figure business owner, standing on stage, sharing his story that still gets him emotional. But if he hadn't believed not just in himself, but believed in the power of the business, then he would never be where he is today, living the life he is and providing for his family. So, you know, yeah, he could have quit. He could have gave up. Life does get hard. Like Meg just said, you know, the success journey is all over the place. You're up, you're down, you're sideways, you're back to front. You know, some days you don't know whether you're coming or going, and you get so overwhelmed. But the one key thing is just to keep going. Like, it will happen, and as long as you never give up, you'll get there.
That's it. And that's the thing with this business as well. Like, you saying that story there, Karen, that actually gave me goosebumps. I was like, I could feel that emotion from them, and I didn't even watch it. You know, it's amazing. But it's so true. Like, especially with this business, I sometimes have people ask me, well, how likely am I to be successful? And I just go back with another question: how much do you want this?
Yeah.
Because it's not down to me to describe how you're going to be successful. This is you and your journey. If you want to put the work in, you want to work hard, the more you put in, the more you get out, and you want to stick at this and you really want this, you're going to be successful. There is no doubt about it, especially with the path that we have. Like, come on, you know, the career path that we have. If you just stick at this, keep going, you know, work through the training, follow the guidance, do the work, guys, and you will freaking get there. Like, it doesn't matter how long it takes. This business will pay you for life. Like, it will look after you for life.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, there's another slide I want to read out here. So we obviously work with water. That's the product, and that's what we use, water ionizer machines. For those of you that have maybe not seen our stories or what we do and what we talk about. So this market for this product is estimated to be worth I don't know how many. This is like, these are massive figures. 1331.5 million in 2021. And it's forecasted to be 1754.4 million by 2028, which is a 4% increase in that review period. So that's massive.
In the water market?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just think about that, guys. In the water market, what do you know? What would you describe as a water market? We probably think of bottled water, right?
Yeah. Which, in actual fact, when we were out in Vegas, the couple of days after the event, we didn't have the machine. So we didn't have water. What we did find was a couple of bottles of pH 9.5 water, which obviously chemically enhanced. You would have seen our story. You would have seen the reel that they were made on that. If you haven't seen it, guys, go and watch it. 2 bottles of water cost us £11. So that was for, so you're talking like £556 per bottle. That's only 1 litre of water. So your body needs to be drinking 2 or 3 litres of water a day minimum. So that's £15 a day to have 3 litres of water. If you add that up over a week and over a month, let's just do some figures here. So £15 a day times 7, that's £105 a week you're effectively spending on bottled water. Now, yes, in the UK, it's slightly less than Vegas prices. However, say you're spending £100 to £150 a week on bottled water. There's 52 weeks in the year. So 150 times 52 is £7,800 a year on bottled water. Those figures are phenomenal, but the water you're drinking is not even good for you. It's full of chemicals. It's probably sat in the sunlight in a factory somewhere that is then seeping all the plastic into the water, and you're then consuming that. So our products are significantly cheaper than almost £8,000. And they will give you 25-year guarantee with the product, and they will also give you health and a business alongside that. You know, so to actually sit and look at the figures, which is something I've never done before in the business.
Yeah, tallying up those numbers. Wow, it really puts it into perspective. It really does. You know, we see people, you know, walk out the supermarkets with bottles and bottles of water now. It's not their fault because the education isn't there yet.
Yeah.
because we think that we're doing the right thing by drinking bottled water over tap water, because everyone's avoiding tap water because, you know, we're understanding what the nasties are in that. But people aren't being educated around bottled water and actually how it can be sometimes worse than tap water. And
Yeah.
if this is the first that you're hearing about this, guys, we don't want to shock you or scare you or tell you to stop doing what you're doing right now. Like, we all had exactly the same realization when we came into this and learned about this, and we were gobsmacked. It's
Yeah.
like, how on earth have we continued throughout our lives not understanding that, you know, our bodies are 80% water, and it's the one area that we are not educated on.
Yeah.
You know, and what is the best water for our bodies that has, you know, the most minerals, that is going to help us be healthy? And it's what the machine creates. You know, what the products that we have and that we're very, very proud of, it's what they provide us,
Yeah.
and they can provide you and your family.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really, really major. So when we talk about that market share there, we're going to take that over. Like, it's not going to be bottled water, guys. Like, that is the old stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you can't have that anymore. It's so bad for your health. Microplastics in your body, you know, it's really, really not great. We can share some more information with you on this as well. Like, we won't go into it on this podcast. Like, I know we're going on a bit of a tangent, but we'll definitely be sharing more of it on our socials. And if you have any particular questions around the products or water or any of that kind of stuff, just reach out to us in a DM. We'd be more than happy to share information with you and help you, because that's what we're here to do. We help people. You know, it's an awareness around it, right? Because we had
Yeah.
no idea about it before we found these products. So it's going to be an absolute game changer. And it's
Yeah.
still so early days, you know, especially with the products in households and the business and where this is going. And if this is something that you're passionate about, because I know a lot of people are becoming much more aware of this kind of thing, especially around their health and around our water systems, then honestly, this is really going to align with you.
Yeah, it really is. And that slide that I read out was the estimated, where actually the global water ionizer market size was valued at, now remember I said 1.5 million. That was the estimate. It's actually valued at 2310.3 million. And that was in 2021. And it's expected to expand by 6.94%, reaching 3456.02 million by 2027.
The water ionizer.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah. The water ionizer market is, the figures are phenomenal, guys. Like, but yeah, as Meg said, reach out, you know, we'll give you some more information if you want to know more about this. But you know, the power of these events, I would never have known that information if I hadn't been to the event, and then obviously had the ability to connect and speak to other people on the back of the event, you know, to understand I suppose the bigger picture of the company and sort of dive a bit deeper into it. But yeah, I know we have gone off on a tangent. This is what we do. But the event itself, you know, if you're thinking of getting into the business, you want to know more about the business, you want to understand a little bit more about what we're talking about here, shoot us a message, jump in our DMs, you know, they're always open, we'll get back to you. If you are already in this space, and we do know a lot of people within this space do listen to our podcast, so hello, hi, welcome. I hope you are having an amazing time in business and enjoying it. And if you can get to any of the offline events, I cannot recommend these enough. Like, they will literally grow your business tenfold. You know, I was like, I'm going to go Vegas, I'm going to rank up, I'm going to meet so many people. I never thought I'd have like all the leaders for like phone numbers and stuff like that, which is crazy. I'm like trying to process it all. But the fact that I set the intention to invest in me, invest in the business, invest in me going to that event, and invested in me stepping into who I wanted to be, and I hit the rank, I met the leaders. You know, I didn't have all that money just lying around to go on the event. You know, it's something that I had to invest, get a credit card for and use, but it has rewarded me more than I could ever imagine. Yes, it's given me a financial reward, but also a personal reward and loads of new friendships. So, you know, Vegas Unleashed, get yourself to the next one. The next event we're having is in Japan. It's going to be phenomenal. Vegas was phenomenal. It was extremely hot. So if I do advise anybody would love to go back, I will love to go back, but not in the height of summer. If you want to go Vegas, guys, the tip from the locals that live there are, if you want to go and do tourist stuff, go in either spring or fall. Don't go in the height of summer.
It's actually mad that you were there at the height of summer. I can't even imagine the heat.
Then they said that actually it's August when it gets really, really hot. And I was like, what? Like, this is like crazy. You just
wouldn't be leaving, would you? But like just on another point there, which is also going to lead back into kind of the event and one of the speakers, especially like you saying there that you've done everything that you possibly could to be in Vegas, you know, getting out credit cards and putting that money and investing into yourself and investing into your business. Like, I just want everyone to know that's listening to this is a short-term thing, right? Because how this business will pay you back and look after you for life is going to pay you back like 100-fold. Like, honestly, now we know that one of the top leaders, Balaz, he closed off the event on day 2, and he also picked up his award that weekend for a rank that we call, oh gosh, what 6A2-6.
Yeah.
Now, what this means, guys, is what we call the dashes. Just to give you an insight into this, that is our legacy ranks. Legacy, what I mean by that is passive income available to you every month without fail, guaranteed. If you were to throw your laptop into a river and run into the woods, you would still get that money every single month, right?
Yeah.
And then it passes down to your children. The rank of 6A2-6, which is a phenomenal position to be in, allowed a bonus of $200,000 and $20,000 a month for life, which is then passed on through legacy, through your will. I just wanted to put that insight for you guys, for you to see the power and the gravity of really what this business can do for you when you stick it out. Now, he didn't make sales within the first couple of years, but do you think he cares about that now? Do you think he gave up? Hell no, he didn't give up.
Yeah.
He rested. He, you know, probably had his ups, his downs, his falls, whatever, but he stuck it out, and look at where he is now. Like, that's just one individual. We're talking about the hundreds of people that are around in those kind of legacy ranks, and we are joining them too. So if you guys are joining us, let us know. Like, reach out to us, let us know in the show notes, like comment and let us know, because we want everyone to be there with us. And if you haven't started with us yet, what are you waiting for? Get in our inbox.
Exactly. I know.
We all want that legacy income, guys. Like, that is the goal. The dashes is the goal. That is the goal. That is the goal. So amazing. Anything else to share, Karen, before we wrap this up?
So much to share. I'm sure, like, as episodes go on, we'll be like, oh, did you remember this bit and this bit? Yeah, so much more will come up. I could talk all day about, you know, how incredible the event was and go into detail of each and every individual speaker. I mean, it's a global business. It was a global event. We had people from all over the world there, and do you know, it's like also the fact the company just loves families. We had kids, we had uncles, we had aunties, we had nieces, we had nephews, we had grandkids, we had grandparents, you know, you name it, they were all there. And it's so amazing to be like, what business, corporate business event can you go to where you can take your whole goddamn family and then, you know, take them on stage, hold their hand and walk on stage and have that moment that you have your family beside you? No, because they're sitting in the background in the audience watching and they can't share that moment with you on stage. So to have that, you know, parents were dancing on stage with their kids. Balaj had his daughter on stage, do you know, and if she ran off somewhere, it's not a big deal. Like, they're so family orientated. We want the next generation of people coming in to have the passion, to have that, to bring your kids, to bring your family. Like, you know, I've had conversations with people within the community since coming back, and I'm like, you know, they've said, oh, I couldn't make the event because I've got children. And I'm like, bring your children. Nothing stops you. Bring your kids. And then they're like, whoa, really? And I'm like, yeah. They were in Malaysia, they were in Vietnam. Kids are everywhere. Like, I'm taking my daughter to the next event. Get your kids there, get involved, you know. It's just like, oh, I speak with so much passion because it's so important. Really, really, really important. And it's so nice. Like, just to see everybody up there. And then obviously we had the Australian team there, or Australian teams there. You know, they were the biggest, fastest growing team in Australia with their community, Clint and Christy Morgan, who are such a beautiful couple. They're just like amazing. It was so nice to meet them. So yeah, I could go on and on and on and on and on. And I know, like, yeah, anyway, I'll stop there. I'll stop my tangent. But yeah, guys, please find out what we do. Like, we will share with you, we'll get you on a call, you know, we'll give you free webinar that we have that explains what the business is, what we do, how we do it, how easy it is to do. And me and Meg will be recording a brand new web class this week. If you want a copy of it, let us know. You know, we will give it to you. We're here to share this because we want nothing more than for you guys to have something that you're passionate about, that will give you the life that you want, that will give you the freedom. And it's funny, I was just writing a post this morning about why I started in this space and came into the business. And I was like, God, so many people were where I once was, where you feel like you're safe and you feel like you're secure because you've got your annual wage coming in and you've got your secure pension when you're 67. So fucking what? There's so much more out there, guys, like so much more. What you want to be trading your time for money for a few £100 a month, or £1,000, if that, a month when you retire? Like, why don't you reach for the stars? Why don't you want to have more? Yes, it takes hard work, but God damn it, we have fun on the way.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. And it's not even just about the money, but pure fulfillment, guys. Like, fulfillment of life. We walk around acting like we've got a second chance. We've got no second chance at this. Like, make it, give it everything that you possibly can, and like put it into perspective. Like, this is, I just want people to recognize, like, you can be working for the next 40 years to get £1,000 a month for your pension, or you can work hard for the next 3 to 5 and never have to work another day in your life, guys. And just enjoy a legacy income of 5, 10, 20K a month without doing anything, because you put the work in the forefront. Like, anyone can do this at any age. We've got age ranges of all kinds, any background, any experience. Like you heard Karen talk about earlier, how, you know, how the people have come from the absolute bottom in this business and where they are now. It is possible for everyone if you want it enough. Like, don't stay comfortable because it's an easy way. Like, you want to be fulfilled. You want to be, you know, so content with life that you don't ever have to worry again. You know, absolutely. For yourself, for your family, for everything. And yeah, it's not going to be easy, but it'll be freaking worth it. You choose, what is it that they say? Choose your hard. Yes, entrepreneurship isn't easy. It can be hard at times, for sure, but we have a fucking great time doing it as well. Also, it's hard to work for 67 years of your life being worked into the goddamn ground and have like maybe no energy or not great health or whatever to do the things that you want to do when you retire, because we're sold this dream of live your life when you retire. Mate, I'm going to be on my 70. I want to be chilling out on my deck chair in front of the beach. Thank you very much. Not freaking traveling the world and build your legacy now, guys, so that you can enjoy it later on.
Absolutely. And
we both speak with so much passion.
I know we do. And I think that's a great note just to finish on. You know, like, we are very, very passionate about what we do, and we are very passionate about helping others. We don't want you to be working to your 67 and then you're too old, tired, and possibly your body's too knackered to enjoy life, when you should be living life and enjoying life now. Live life when your kids are young, before you've got kids. You know, create what you can before your children come. And if you have kids, create that bloody legacy for them, because I've never known anything like it. You know, if you have a family and you're not working towards creating generational wealth and leaving a legacy income, you're in the wrong freaking job. Ultimately, your
job won't give you that. Let's face it.
No, your kids are your future, and you want to give them everything that you can. I will literally die for my children. But what I know now is I'm building a business that will secure them for the rest of their life. So Meg's building it for her future children that she's going to have. You know, everybody is doing it for the same reason. And this is just purely out of love. And we come to you guys with all this passion because it is from our heart. We want you guys to succeed, and we want you to have this amazing life where you can look back and be like, God, I'm so glad I did that. And not be scared of stepping into something that you don't know, like the unknown. Don't be scared of stepping into that. We were once scared. If we hadn't overcome that fear, we wouldn't be where we are now, been able to help all you guys. So yes,
absolutely.
we
Nice
will.
way to round it off.
We
Well,
will
I
keep
think
it there.
this episode has been a whirlwind of all kinds of stuff. We've probably taken you guys on a bit of a roller coaster, but we hope that you've enjoyed it nonetheless, and you've taken some nuggets of value from this. If there is anything in this episode that has piqued your interest, or anything you want excuse me, you want to learn more about, reach out to Karen and I. You've got our Instagrams, they're on the show notes as well. Reach out to one of us. We'll be more than happy to share some more information with you, have a chat with you. It's always open. We're here to help. We're here to serve. And if you did enjoy this podcast, or any other of the episodes as well, please do share, like, you know, if you think someone will find this useful, then, you know, we're all word of mouth. So we'd love for this to be shared out and for more people to understand what really is available to them out there.
Definitely. Okay, guys. Well, I hope everybody has a great day, whatever you choose to do. Hopefully that is to jump in our inboxes and find out some more information. And we will be seeing you next week.
Take care, guys.